Hey everybody, what's up y'all? Welcome back to my channel, TammyTalks here. Y'all see Egypt and Sam got married? Let's talk about it, y'all. So Egypt Criss, who is Pep and Tretch's daughter, Pep from Salt and Pepper, she is their daughter, has married her longtime fiance, Samuel Wright. So for those of us that have been watching Growing Up Hip Hop, we have been watching this train wreck since, what was it, like season 2, right? So it says E! News can exclusively confirm that they married Monday night, which was January 31st, 2022, during an intimate wedding ceremony at the Little Vegas Chapel. The people that were in attendance were her father, who is Tretch, her mother, well, Anthony Criss, and then her mother, Sandra Denton, who we know as Pep, Cicely Criss, which is Tretch's wife, and then Lazy Bone was there. Why was Lazy Bone? But Lazy Bone was there. So, E! News is saying that in true reality TV show fashion, the photos only tell part of the story of what went down during the ceremony, but it's going to be back up. We're going to see what actually happened this season on Growing Up Hip Hop, because of course it was recorded. Now, this is my thing with this. Girl, congrats. If that's what you want to do, Egypt, that's on you. You are grown. You can do whatever it is you want to do. However, I hope there was some sort of prenuptial agreement arranged. Just like to break this down. When Egypt first came on, when Growing Up Hip Hop first started, it was more about these celebrity kids that have grown up in hip hop royalty, navigating through life, starting their own businesses, maybe some even trying to get into the industry themselves. It has now turned into messy. It's turned messy. I still think mostly everybody that's on there is of some hip hop royalty. The only one that is kind of like, I think would be TT Tahira, and that's because she's just Pep's niece. But everybody else, as far as I can remember, as far as I'm thinking on the show, they parents are somebody from the 80s, 90s, when we were growing up listening to music. When Egypt first came on the show, Egypt was bright-eyed, and we saw the potential in her. She's a beautiful girl. She had, her hair was always together. And she had a sense of naiveness about her, but you can still tell that, like, she's going to go far because she does have the talent, right? It's not that Egypt isn't talented. She can sing. She can carry a tune. I'm sure with the right producers and the right team behind her, she can really go forward and make something pop. So she met Sam, and it was like from the moment she met Sam, Sam has caused her to isolate her cousin, who she, used to say that TT was like a sister to her. Sam drove her wedge in between that. Sam drove her wedge in between some of her other relationships with some of her other family members and friends. And it's like, now you're at this point where Sam is, you find out that Sam is bisexual, which there is nothing wrong with that, whatsoever. But you find out that Sam is bisexual, and then the way that he announces it to you or to the world is during a concert showcase that was supposed to be for you and your music. Then we find out, we see that Sam has kids. Sam doesn't really work. Sam is quote unquote a deadbeat dad. That's allegedly. I don't know how often he sees these kids, but y'all are living off of your mother. Y'all are living off of Pep. So then on this past season, we find out that Sam got into some brawl, which I still think that it was Egypt that jumped into whatever situation was going on, and then Sam came in because of the way that Egypt keeps phrasing it. I'm sorry that you have to deal with all of this. I'm sorry you're going through all of this because you didn't do anything. That lets me know. That tells me that Egypt might have been the one that was really doing the fighting, and Sam is in here just trying to, take the rap for her. But they also said that, I don't know, y'all. some people need to learn the hard way, and I think unfortunately Egypt is going to have to learn the hard way. And while we don't know what's going on in their marriage, we don't know what happens with them behind closed doors. We can only go off of what we see on TV. We can only go off of and base our opinions and thoughts and theories and all that type of stuff based off of what they're presenting to us on TV. And what they are presenting to us is that Sam is living off of Egypt. Egypt has changed everything about herself almost to fit what Sam wants. She cut her hair. Sam is a part of all her music now. Sam seems to be her manager, producer, songwriter, assistant, her creative director. Like, when you think of how the show started off with Egypt trying to like break into the career herself, and we saw her in the studio, and now everything is like, well, Sam. Even on the last episode where we saw Egypt go in and meet with the people from Monarch Records, and they were telling her, like, where was the production team? Where was the marketing? Why did you just randomly post this song? And she's like, well, me and my partner Sam. And it's like, Sam is gonna be your downfall, girl. He is. But I'm all for, black love. We do a little baby. I want to do a whole fist. We do a little baby fist down here. But I don't know if this is going to end well, or if this is going to end the way that Egypt is anticipating, or Egypt is expecting it to end. And that's kind of unfortunate because, like I said, we saw so much potential in Egypt. So much potential in Egypt, just for her to kind of get mixed up and get basically stigmatized by this man, and for it's like her whole scope changed. Entire scope changed. And it's kind of weird. It's weird. I also blame her parents. Pep is really just like, I'm all for supporting your children, letting your children make their own decisions, because Egypt is grown. Egypt is 22, 23 now? So she's grown. She can do whatever it is that she wants to. But I feel like the way that Pep would come in and kind of put Sean above their family, Tretch would come in and just kind of be on some, well, if you make my daughter happy. Tyran, where are you? Why wasn't Tyran at the wedding? What, was this a shotgun wedding? Because what happened to, Egypt being so just over the moon distraught that TT wanted to get married in Jamaica, as if they both don't have the same bloodline. Y'all are both Jamaican. So why is it that TT wanting to get married in Jamaica was such a daunting thought for you? So what happened to that? What happened to the big wedding? Egypt's dress looks a mess. Sam looked like he was coming from court. Sam looks a mess. Tretch has to let go of these vests, these utility vests. Everything about that looked a complete and utter mess. And then the audacity for y'all to submit the photos to E! News and be proud of it. Y'all pray for Egypt. Let's pray for Egypt. Let's hope that this is going to be a successful, loving marriage for her. But I just feel like it seems rushed. It seemed more of a reaction to Tahira getting married. It seemed more of something that we need a storyline for the show. Because we just saw on the show that Sam was saying that he didn't want to even think about marriage until he figured out what was going on with that court case. So was Sam not going to jail? Because he was saying how he was facing 10 to 15 years? So was Sam not going to jail anymore? Y'all think Egypt was pregnant? Was it a shotgun wedding? I just sincerely hope that there was a prenup. I sincerely hope there was a prenup, because he is about to suck her inheritance and drain it. I'm TammyTalks. If you have not already, go ahead, subscribe to the channel, thumbs up the video, hop into the comment section down below. If you're new to the channel, I do TV show breakdowns on both reality and scripted TV shows, interjecting my own thoughts, opinions, and theories into each recap. So if you enjoy that kind of content, go ahead, subscribe. But hop in the comment section, y'all. let's talk about Sam and let's talk about Egypt. Criss. Nope. Egypt right now. Let's talk about it, y'all.